This is Barran Dodger, and this is about Jodie McLean as a party Bongetti, the fucking snake, the deceptive, malicious, jealous, power-hungry bitch who was the snake inside my family. Prove me wrong. Listen to this.
Welcome on board, Chosen One. Settle in, because the quiet part of your life is officially over. And since nobody else had the spine to say what I'm about to say, I'll say it for them. Let's start with the simplest, ugliest truth. They lied to you about who the danger was. All that gossip, all those warnings, all the finger pointing toward outsiders. Cute. Meanwhile, the real snake was sitting at your table, sipping your tea, smiling in your face, and rehearsing their victim speech for the day you finally caught on. You know what they said about you, right? Oh, the chosen one is dramatic. They exaggerate. They're imagining things. Funny how the same people who mocked your intuition suddenly look like deer in headlights now that everything's coming to light. Look who's scrambling. Look who's pretending they didn't know. Look who's acting confused when the universe just kicked open the file they thought they buried. Press that like button and subscribe. Chosen One, because the truth you're about to hear hurts your enemies more than it hurts you. Now back to business. The whole town is whispering like they're in some tragic play because they finally realized you weren't paranoid. You were surrounded. And the punchline? It wasn't a stranger. It wasn't a neighbor. It wasn't a co-worker. It was your own sibling. The one everybody insisted you be patient with. The one who got defended every time you tried to explain how something felt off. The one they put on a pedestal while telling you to stay humble. Oh, the legend needs to bow now, doesn't he? Because suddenly everyone is seeing the truth you carried alone for years. The air around you has changed. Chosen One, you can feel it. It's the silence after the storm, where everyone finally realizes the storm wasn't you, it was them. People who once talked down to you have gone quiet. People who thought they had you figured out are staying indoors, avoiding eye contact, praying you don't mention their names when the dust settles. Your enemies feel it in their bones. The universe has flipped the script in your favor, and now the spotlight isn't on your mistakes, it's on their motives. The tension is heavy because everyone remembers how they acted when you were down, how they smirked when you struggled, how they believed every lie your sibling fed them because it was easier than believing you. They remember the times you walked into a room and the energy shifted. They didn't know why. They didn't know who was pulling strings behind the scenes, but they knew something around you was always too heavy, too intense, too complicated. And suddenly it all makes sense. Everyone freaked out because the town thought they were watching a failure story. They didn't realize they were watching a setup. And you weren't the villain, you were the target. Your sibling built a whole character assassination campaign around you. They sabotaged friendships quietly. They whispered in the right ears at the right moments. They twisted every weakness you ever confided into a weapon. They poisoned your name like they were competing for a trophy. Let me paint you a picture from the past, Chosen One. Remember that job you almost got? The one where they adored your interview but suddenly changed direction. Your sibling made a call. Remember that relationship where everything was perfect until it wasn't? Your sibling sent a message. Remember the friends who drifted away for no reason? Your sibling created the reason. They didn't want you rising above them, outgrowing them, or proving what they always feared. That you were the one built for greatness, not them. Federal agents were building a case around you because your life didn't make sense on paper. Too many hits, too many patterns, too many coincidences that weren't coincidences. So while you were breaking under pressure, forces beyond your awareness were circling around you, analyzing every detail, trying to understand how one person could walk through that much sabotage and still stand. And now the town is nauseous, shocked, disgusted, because the truth hit them like ice water. The person they defended, protected, and praised was the same person who tried to destroy you. The universe exposed it in the most dramatic way possible, not because you needed revenge, but because you deserved clarity. This isn't a speech, chosen one. It's a revelation. Your story is shifting. The masks are slipping. And the sibling who played you for years, they just became the cautionary tale people warn others about. You made it through a war you weren't even told you were fighting, and now the victory is yours. Before we move on, Chosen One, listen closely because this part matters. What's coming next isn't just information, it's the breakdown of the entire illusion they built around you. If you're still here, it means the universe dragged you to this moment on purpose. So do something small but powerful. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with 777 if you're ready to face the truth that the whole town refuses to say out loud. Let it be the signal that you're done being the quiet one while your sibling played puppet master behind your back. And now we're going to walk through this step by step. And trust me, if you really are the chosen one, everyone underestimated, you're going to feel that strange pull to stay until the very last word. Something inside you will know this isn't just a story. This is your story finally
It's absolutely about fucking Jodie Bongetti. Kind of a fucking thing. Listen to this. Listen to this. Wait on. Just going to copy this. Put my 777 here. Here we go. Let's put this back on. Watch this.
being told without filters, excuses, or cover-ups. Let's get into it. Chosen One, the real unraveling starts now. Number 1, the betrayal that smiled in your face the whole time. Funny how the biggest snake didn't hiss, it just hugged you tighter. Chosen One, let's call this what it really is, the longest running performance in the whole town's history. And the star of the show wasn't you, it was your sibling, standing center stage, pretending to protect you while quietly draining your chances, your confidence, and your future piece by piece. They didn't need to scream. They didn't need violence. They just needed access. And they had that from day one. You ever wonder why the universe kept nudging you with small signs, small warnings, those weird feelings that never went away? You didn't imagine it. You felt the sabotage before you saw it. You sensed the poison before anyone believed you. You were living inside a trap designed by someone who knew your strengths better than you did. Someone who spent years studying your heart, your patterns, your fears, and using them as tools to keep you in chains. That's the sickest part. They didn't just hurt you, they studied you, not like family, like prey. They learned your sensitivity and flipped it so you questioned yourself. They learned your intuition and made you doubt it. They learned your habit of self-reflection, and they used it to make you blame yourself every time they hit you with another invisible blade. And you did blame yourself, didn't you? Every failed relationship, every missed chance, every door that slammed shut without warning. You thought it was bad luck or your own flaws. But now you know the truth. None of it was random. None of it was accidental. None of it came from strangers. Your sibling didn't just betray you. They engineered your downfall with the patience of a scientist and the jealousy of a lifelong rival. The whole town is gagging right now because the truth is disgusting. They never suspected the golden child, the perfect one, the one who always acted calm, kind, and collected. But that calm, it wasn't kindness. It was control. That softness, it wasn't love. It was camouflage, that helpful persona. It was a mask built to hide an agenda they kept sharpening behind closed doors. Ask yourself something that's been haunting you for years. Why did they always come out clean while you always came out bruised? Why did their mistakes get forgiven while your smallest move became town gossip? Why did they rise while you sank? The answer is simple and brutal. They climbed by standing on your shoulders. Your opportunities fed their success. Your silence protected their reputation. Your confusion made their lies believable. Your pain made their life easier, and they knew it. This wasn't an emotional slip or a moment of weakness. This was slow sabotage done intentionally, quietly, and with precision. They lived off resources meant to secure your future. They drained support that was supposed to help you stand on your own. They stole not just what you had, but what you were supposed to have. They didn't just betray your trust, they stole your path. And the worst part? They turned the whole town against you without anyone even realizing it. Look who's the problem. Look who can't get their life together. Look who keeps messing up. Every time someone said those things about you, your siblings smirked behind the scenes, because that was the plan. They needed you to look unreliable so that they could look responsible. They needed you to appear unstable so that they could appear composed. They needed you to doubt yourself so nobody would ever doubt them. You weren't just betrayed, you were framed. But here's the twist the universe loves the most. The chosen ones always wake up right when the enemy thinks the story is over. This is the moment your sibling feared more than anything. The moment you stop apologizing for things you didn't do. Stop shrinking for people who didn't deserve your softness. Stop carrying guilt that never belonged to you. They knew the day you opened your eyes, the whole tower they built out of lies would collapse. And now it's happening. Look around. Notice how quiet the town is suddenly, how certain people can't look you in the eye, how others are replaying every moment they doubted you. That's not confusion, that's guilt. People are shocked because they defended the wrong one. They believed the actor instead of the victim. They praised the saboteur and mocked the chosen one. And now the truth is hitting them like cold water. You were the strong one the whole time, and your sibling was the parasite feeding off your strength. But let me tell you something the town still doesn't understand. Chosen ones don't stay down forever. They rise in silence. They rise with clarity. They rise with the universe behind them, rearranging everything to get them back on track. Your downfall was staged. Your comeback is real. What your sibling didn't expect was that all the sabotage, all the loss, all the pressure they built around you would shape you into someone they can't control anymore, someone they can't manipulate, someone they can't lie about without being exposed instantly. You survived a betrayal that would have shattered most people. You walked through a maze designed specifically to break you, and instead of breaking, you evolved. Your mind is sharper now, your intuition is louder, your tolerance for fake love is gone, your patience for lies is zero. The universe watched you bleed in silence, and now it's giving you power in public. That's the part your sibling never planned for. They prepared for your destruction, not your awakening. They thought you'd stay confused. They thought you'd stay quiet. They thought you'd stay broken. But here you are, clearer, stronger, harder, smarter, and now they're the ones spiraling. Why? Because the truth is out, and you're not bending anymore. This is the makeover they never saw coming. The transformation their sabotage accidentally triggered. The version of you that refuses to carry anyone else's sins. They tried to bury you under lies. Instead, they buried themselves under the truth. And now the whole damn town is watching the shift happen in real time. Chosen one, this betrayal was long, strategic, and disgusting. But it failed because you survived it, because you outgrew it, because now you see everything with X-ray clarity, and the universe is making sure everyone else sees it too. Your sibling's story is ending. Yours is just beginning. Number 2. Nothing that collapsed was ever on you. Funny how they called you the problem while they were busy cutting the wires behind your back. Chosen one, let's get something straight right now. Nothing you lost was because you were weak, lazy, or unlucky. Every failed job, every broken connection, every opportunity that slipped through your fingers wasn't a reflection of who you were. It was a reflection of what was being done to you in the shadows. The universe didn't watch you fail. It watched someone sabotage you and waited for the perfect moment to expose the truth. They told you to take accountability, right? They told you to work harder, didn't
Fucking hell. Okay, call me.
they? Whispered, maybe it's just not meant for you. Meanwhile, your sibling
Fucking hell. It's still going, yeah, it's still being recorded. This is about Jodie Bongetti, the fucking cunt sister. Perfect veneer, perfect public facade, just like April McLean, Doug McLean, and Brad McLean. They're all cunts. This is what they did to me.
was behind the curtain, pulling strings like a bored puppeteer. You weren't struggling through random chaos. You were walking through obstacles someone else placed exactly where they wanted you to trip. Imagine this, you're running a race, but someone moved your starting line back every night while you slept. That's what your life was. A race you were meant to win, sabotaged by someone terrified of seeing you cross the finish line first. Think back on all the times things fell apart, right when they were finally going well. Doesn't it feel strange how perfectly timed those collapses were? How people turned cold right after you opened up to your sibling? How sudden and unexplained every downfall was. That's not coincidence, that's choreography. Your so-called failures were designed like traps. Your setbacks were crafted like puzzles. Your heartbreaks were engineered with intention. And the worst part, you blamed yourself for all of it. Let's walk through the questions that have been chewing at your mind for years. Why did people treat me differently for no reason? Because someone was feeding them stories behind your back. Stories shaped to make you look unstable, emotional, unreliable. Stories delivered with the soft voice of a sibling pretending to care while planting seeds that made others doubt you. Why did opportunities disappear the moment I got close? Because someone was intercepting them, twisting narratives, and turning support into suspicion. You weren't losing chances. Someone else was stealing them. Why did my relationships collapse when I did everything right? Because your sibling didn't want anyone getting too close. Anyone who loved you was a threat. Anyone who supported you was a risk. So they poisoned your name quietly, slowly, and with the confidence of someone who thought they'd never get caught. Imagine this. You're building a house. You do everything right. You follow the instructions. You lay every brick carefully. But someone sneaks in at night and removes the foundation stones one by one. And when the house collapses, the town blames you for not knowing how to build. That's exactly what happened to your life. Another metaphor for you. Picture a phone that keeps breaking and everyone blames the owner. But behind the scenes, someone keeps loosening the screws, cracking the screen, draining the battery. The phone isn't faulty, the saboteur is. Here's another one, because the universe loves putting things into perspective. Imagine being handed a map, but every time you're close to the treasure, someone redraws the lines, and then they laugh when you can't find it. That person was your sibling. Not fate, not bad luck, not you. The universe didn't set you up to fail. It set you up to discover the truth when you were strong enough to handle it. And now you are. Nothing in your life broke on its own. It was broken for a purpose. Your sibling ran a campaign so organized it would make professionals jealous. They studied your triggers. They watched your reactions. They learned your vulnerability patterns and weaponized every single one. You weren't paranoid. You were hunted by someone who knew exactly how to hide their tracks. Here's the truth. The town is choking on right now. If you had been left alone, even with zero help, you would have risen faster, healthier, and stronger. You were never the problem. You were the threat. That's why they targeted you. They couldn't match your mind. They couldn't match your resilience. They couldn't match your intuition. So they tried to break your momentum before the world saw your power. Let's clear up another question you've been secretly asking. Why does the universe allow me to suffer this much? Because suffering wasn't the lesson. Revelation was. Strength was. Awakening was. The universe doesn't protect chosen ones by removing enemies. It protects them by revealing the enemy's limits. And your siblings' limits have been exposed in front of the entire town. Chaos didn't follow you. It was planted around you. Your life wasn't falling apart. It was tampered with. Your relationships weren't doomed. They were poisoned from the sidelines. Yet here you are, standing, breathing, awake, dangerous now, because clarity is the one weapon the enemy can't survive. Imagine this: the same traps that were built to destroy you have become the evidence that exposes them. That's what's happening right now. Your past is testifying. Your wounds are speaking. Your losses are lining up like witnesses in court. And the entire town is watching. Your sibling never expected you to outgrow their manipulation. They never expected you to question the timing of events. They didn't think you'd connect dots the way you do now. They thought you'd stay confused forever. But chosen ones don't stay confused. They evolve. You're not breaking anymore, you're decoding.
Listen to something.
You're not doubting yourself, you're doubting them. You're not stumbling, you're tracing patterns. And those patterns are pointing back to one person, the same person who pretended to be your support system. Chosen one, nothing that fell apart was because you weren't good enough. It fell apart because someone didn't want you rising. But sabotage has an expiration date. Lies have a cracking point, and the universe is done letting you take the blame. Now, everything that collapsed is being rebuilt in your favor. Everything you lost is coming back smarter. Everything that hurt you is becoming your fuel. Your sibling destroyed pieces of your story, but they didn't destroy the main character. They just exposed themselves as the villain of a tale where the chosen one always wins in the final act. You didn't fail. You were ambushed. And now that you finally see the truth, the universe is clearing the path they tried so hard to block. Your rise begins exactly where their lies end. Number 3, the money trail that exposed the real monster. Some thieves break into houses. Others break into your life and take everything without leaving their seat. Chosen one, this is where the story stops being emotional and becomes criminal. The universe didn't just reveal betrayal. It revealed financial warfare designed to keep you powerless while your sibling fattened their life with everything that should have been yours. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was strategy, cold, calculated, and carried out over years. Picture this: someone forging your name with the confidence of a person who never expected to be caught. Signing paperwork you never saw, accessing accounts you didn't even realize existed, redirecting money meant for your future into their own pockets, all while smiling in your face like they were the responsible one. Imagine waking up one day and realizing the biggest bank robber you ever met lived in your own house. That's the level of violation we're talking about. Fraudulent documents, forged signatures, identity theft so smooth you didn't notice the fingerprints on your life until now. Accounts created for your benefit were accessed through deception, backdoor logins, and lies crafted to make you look incompetent if you ever questioned anything. And here's the part that's eating the whole town alive. They thought they erased the paper trail. They didn't. The universe has receipts. Every transaction, every fake form, every illegal transfer sits in records they can no longer hide from. You might be asking yourself, how did they get away with this for so long? Simple. You trusted them, and they used that trust as a blindfold. Another image for you. Imagine a vault built for your safety, but someone swapped your key with a fake and kept the real one for themselves. You weren't locked out because you were irresponsible. You were locked out because someone wanted your wealth without your witness. Chosen one, these weren't small schemes. These were financial crimes stacked like dominoes. And now that the truth is out, those dominoes are falling straight back onto the person who set them up. The town is disgusted. Your sibling is exposed. And the universe is putting your name back on everything that belonged to you. Their empire was built on theft. Yours will be built on truth. Number 4, the lonely cage they built around you. Isolation hits hardest when you realize it wasn't life doing it to you. It was someone who knew exactly where to cut. Chosen one, your loneliness wasn't some tragic twist of fate. It was a manufactured prison, built brick by the one person the whole town trusted the most. Your sibling didn't just distance you from people. They engineered your isolation with precision, making sure anyone who got too close backed away before you even understood why. Imagine this. Someone whispering into people's ears long before you ever meet them. Not obvious lies, subtle ones. Little stories that reshape how others see you before you even say hello. By the time you arrived, they had already placed a filter over your name. You weren't being judged for who you were. You were being judged for who they said you were. They turned your kindness into neediness. They turned your intuition into paranoia. They turned your silence into instability. Meanwhile, they played the calm, collected sibling, the one with the steady voice, the one who worried about you, the one people saw as credible. It was the perfect disguise. Imagine walking into a room where every conversation about you already happened without you. People pulled away not because of something you did, but because of a script written behind your back. They didn't want you forming real bonds, real alliances, real support systems that could help you notice the truth. Your sibling made sure every potential friendship or relationship died before it lived. You might ask, why go that far? Because isolation makes you easier to control. Because loneliness keeps you doubting yourself. Because being alone meant you'd never compare stories, never connect dots, never hear the truth from someone else's mouth. Their goal was simple and cruel. Keep you alone long enough that you never realize who the real problem was. But the universe broke the cage, and now the whole town knows the only unstable part of this story was the one who built the isolation in the first place. Number 5, the love story they poisoned before it could breathe. Some people don't stab your back, they stab your reputation and let the world do the rest. Chosen one, let's stop pretending that the romantic connection you lost was bad timing or life happening. No, that bond didn't fade, it was killed. That shift you felt wasn't natural. It didn't come from misunderstandings or emotional mismatch. It came from someone who didn't want you loved, supported, or seen, and who had the access to pull it off without leaving fingerprints. Imagine this, you finally meet someone who looks at you with real softness, someone who listens, someone who sees the parts of you the town always ignored. The connection is strong, almost scary strong. Then suddenly silence, distance, coldness, confusion, and you're left wondering, what did I do wrong? Here's the truth, nothing. You did nothing wrong. Your sibling stepped in long before you ever realized there was a threat. They whispered, They hinted, they warned your person about things you never said or did. They fed them fears dressed as concern. They painted you as volatile, unstable, inconsistent. They turned your genuine heart into a red flag. Imagine falling in love while someone else rewrites your story behind your back. That's exactly what happened. Your romantic interest didn't pull away because they stopped caring. They pulled away because they were manipulated. Their view of you was smeared with lies before they even understood what they were feeling. They weren't rejecting you. They were rejecting the fake version your sibling built. You might be asking yourself, if the connection was real, why didn't they see through it? Because sabotage works best when delivered softly, and your sibling knew how to twist truths just enough to trigger doubt. But here's the part that sends shivers down your enemy's spine. The distortion is collapsing, the fog around your name is clearing, and that person, the one who was supposed to understand you, is starting to question everything they were told. The universe is flipping the script, and soon the town won't just be shocked. Your lost connection will be wondering how they ever believed the lie in the first place. Number 6, the receipts that are about to bury them alive. Villains only win when nobody's watching, and the universe just turned all the lights on. Chosen one, this is the part your sibling prayed would never come out. Financial crimes aren't like gossip. They don't disappear when people stop talking. They leave scars on paper, timestamps in systems, fingerprints in numbers. And your sibling, in all their arrogance, thought they were clever enough to outrun the truth. They weren't. Their entire scheme is sitting in plain sight now, glowing like a neon sign they can't turn off. Imagine this: a thief sneaks into a house every night, convinced they're invisible, convinced nobody hears the creaks in the floor. But what they don't know is that every movement, every step, every breath was being recorded the whole time. That's your sibling, a criminal who forgot the universe tracks everything. Every lie creates a crack. Every crack becomes a collapse. They built their life on forged documents, fake signatures, illegal transfers, burned bridges, manipulated stories, and they thought the shadows would protect them. They thought darkness makes evidence disappear. But shadows don't erase truth. They only delay it. You might wonder, how do I know the universe didn't miss something? Because deception always gets sloppy. Criminals get comfortable. Their confidence becomes their own trap. Every transfer they made has a digital footprint. Every document they forged carries the pressure of their hand. Every lie they spread created inconsistencies they couldn't fix. Imagine a spider web, thin, delicate, intricate. Your sibling kept weaving and weaving, thinking nobody saw the pattern. But now the web is lit from above, and every thread screams their guilt. The shadows they hid in, gone. The evidence they feared, glowing. The truth they buried, standing up and pointing right at them. Chosen one, their downfall isn't coming. It's already here. Number 7, the scheme that snapped back and choked its creator. Overconfidence is a silent suicide, and they walked straight into it smiling. Chosen one, let's break this down with the same sharp blade we've used so far. Their plan didn't collapse because you fought them. It collapsed because they genuinely believed you couldn't. That arrogance, that sick confidence, that smug sense of superiority. That was the trap they built and then marched into without looking down. They thought you were too emotional to notice patterns, too trusting to question motives, too quiet to expose anything, and that is exactly why they got sloppy. Imagine this: a hunter so sure of their aim that they stop checking their surroundings. They don't notice the branch beneath them cracking. They don't notice the ground shifting. They don't notice the animal they're stalking quietly turning around. That's your sibling. so confident in their ability to manipulate you that they never realized the universe was recording every one of their steps. Reckless people don't fall into traps, they create their own. They kept escalating, forging more, lying more, sabotaging more, never thinking someone would put all the pieces together. But every escalation added weight to the case forming around them. Every new lie contradicted the last. Every new attack exposed a gap in their story. Their overconfidence didn't protect them, it exposed them. You might be wondering, did I really trap them without doing anything? Yes. Your silence wasn't weakness, it was pressure. It made them talk more, plot more, move more. It pushed them into acting while believing nobody was watching. Imagine this, a mousetrap with no cheese. The hunter is the one who trips it, not the prey. Your silence made them paranoid. Your distance made them reckless. Your growth made them desperate. They thought you were surrendering, but chosen one, you were letting them dig deeper. Sometimes the smartest move is doing nothing and letting the villain expose themselves. That's exactly what happened. They created the trap. They walked into it. They locked themselves inside. And now the whole town is watching them choke on the very plan they thought would break you. Number 8, the strength they never saw coming. Pressure doesn't expose your flaws. It exposes everyone else's lies. Chosen one, this is the part that has the whole town frozen. Because what's being examined right now isn't just the crimes committed against you. It's how you survived them while the world swore you were the one falling apart. The universe didn't just watch your suffering. It watched your responses, your restraint, your clarity, your refusal to break even when everything around you was engineered to crush you. They expected you to explode. They expected you to fail publicly. They expected you to unravel so they could say, "See, told you." But instead, you held yourself together with a calm they couldn't understand. Integrity under pressure is the kind of thing no villain prepares for. Imagine this, someone throws you into a storm they created, hoping you drown. But not only do you stay afloat, you learn how the waves work, how the winds move, how the darkness hides the truth. You walk out of the storm, soaked but standing, while the one who built it gets exposed by the very chaos they unleashed. Your awareness without proof drove them insane. You sensed every shift, every lie, every sabotage, even when you couldn't prove it. That intuition scared them more than any evidence ever could. Gaslighting only works on someone who doubts themselves, and you learned, slowly but surely, that your instincts were stronger than their manipulation. You may ask, how did my quiet, my patience, my endurance matter? Because those traits are rare, dangerous, powerful, and the universe noticed. Imagine a metal being heated over and over. Most break. You didn't. You became harder, sharper, unbreakable. While they expected destruction, you delivered evolution. You became the version of yourself their lies could no longer touch. Some people collapse under pressure. Chosen ones crystallize. That's what happened to you. Your stability exposed their chaos. Your character exposed their fraud. Your endurance exposed their intentions. And now, when the town looks at the damage, they're not asking, what happened to you? They're asking, how did you survive this and stay sane? Your response changed everything. It shifted the narrative. It revealed the villain. It crowned the survivor. Chosen one, you didn't just endure the pressure, you turned it into evidence. Number 9, the web of fiction that just caught its own spider. Lies age fast, and yours are finally old enough to testify. Chosen one, this is the moment every enemy fears, the moment when their own stories start turning on them. Your sibling built an entire network of lies, hand-stitched and carefully delivered to anyone who might stand by you. They thought their words would last forever. They thought people would never question them. They thought their reputation was untouchable. Now look at it, cracking like cheap glass. People who once believed every word are suddenly replaying conversations in their heads. They're noticing details that didn't make sense. They're remembering how your sibling always had extra information, how they spoke too confidently about things they shouldn't have known, how they pushed certain narratives a little too hard. Truth doesn't shout, it leaks and leaks until the whole room floods. Imagine this, a spider weaving a huge web, proud of its creation, convinced it controls everything, but one loose string snaps, then another, and suddenly the whole web collapses, trapping the spider right in the center. That's your sibling now, caught in the mess they made, suffocating in the very lies they spun. You might wonder, why didn't people see it earlier? Because lies are shiny at first. They sound convincing. They travel fast. But the moment real truth shows up, lies start shrinking. They panic. They contradict. They expose their own weakness. Imagine someone juggling too many fake stories. Eventually one drops, then another, until everything crashes at their feet. That's what's happening in the town right now. Their timelines don't match. Their excuses sound rehearsed. Their version of you no longer fits the facts. Once truth starts running, lies can't keep up. Reputations built on deception are disintegrating. Eyes are opening, loyalties are shifting, and the universe is making sure everyone sees the collapse in real time. Chosen One, the network of lies didn't just fall apart. It fell apart on top of the one who built it. Number 10, the reckoning that rewires everything they stole. Nothing taken from a chosen one stays stolen. It just waits for the right moment to return with interest. Chosen One, this is where the universe steps in like a silent judge and starts rearranging the entire board. What was stolen from you isn't just coming back. It's coming back smarter, stronger, cleaner, and built on truth instead of manipulation. You're not getting a refund, you're getting a redesign. Everything they blocked is being replaced with something they could never sabotage. Imagine this, a house built for you years ago, but locked before you ever walked in. Now the doors are swinging open, not because the thief left, but because the universe changed the locks. Opportunities that vanished without explanation, they're resurfacing in new forms, ones your sibling can't touch, twist, or intercept. Connections that were poisoned by lies, they're being rebuilt with clarity, honesty, and people who finally see you without distortion. Restoration isn't a return to the past. It's an upgrade into the life you were meant to have. You might ask, what about everything they built for themselves? Here's the truth. Anything built on theft is already collapsing. Anything earned through fraud is shaking. Anything they gained by stepping on you is slipping right through their fingers. Imagine a castle made of stolen bricks, tall, impressive, admired by the whole town until the foundation gives out. That's your sibling's fate. Their wins never belonged to them. Their success was borrowed. Their stability was fake. And fake things don't survive exposure. What's yours is returning. What's theirs is dissolving. Chosen One, the universe isn't just giving back what you lost. It's removing everything toxic, corrupt, or stolen from your path and rebuilding your future on ground that finally belongs to you. Number 11, the backlash that's about to swallow them whole. People who think you're powerless always forget one thing: you're only quiet, not weak. Chosen One, this part hits like thunder because your sibling never, not once, imagined the size of the storm they were building over their own head. They thought you were alone. They thought you were soft. They thought your silence meant surrender. What they didn't understand was that sustained betrayal doesn't stay small. It grows, it compounds, it gathers weight until it becomes a force no human can outrun. They thought messing with your path was a game. They thought cutting your connections, stealing your opportunities, damaging your reputation, and hijacking your future would stay hidden forever. They had no idea what kind of consequences follow someone who keeps pushing a chosen one into darkness. Imagine flicking a domino, thinking it's harmless, only to realize you just knocked down an entire city. That's what your sibling triggered. You might ask, did they really not see this coming? No, saboteurs never consider consequences because they assume their target will stay broken. They don't realize pressure creates witnesses, patterns, evidence, and eventually, fallout. Interfering with your path activated forces they never understood. Your endurance became data, your silence became evidence, your pain became momentum. Imagine someone climbing a mountain they built on lies. Every step feels stable until the ground shifts and the entire cliff gives way beneath them. That's your sibling now. Their fake stability is collapsing, their reputation is cracking, their control is gone. Betrayal always charges interest, and the bill always comes due. Chosen one, they never considered the consequences because they never believed you'd survive long enough to deliver them, but you did, and now they're facing a backlash bigger than anything they ever prepared for. Their game ends here. Your rise begins right where their arrogance explodes. Number 12, the rise that left the whole town speechless. You weren't supposed to survive, and that's exactly why your survival rewrote the entire script. Chosen one, this is the part where your story stops being about pain and starts being about power. You didn't just make it through sabotage, betrayal, isolation, manipulation, and lies. You outgrew them. You transformed in ways your sibling never predicted. You aren't the same person who started this journey. You're sharper, louder, stronger. And now you finally understand what the universe was building inside you the whole time. They thought abandonment would break you. Instead, it refined you. They thought sensitivity would weaken you. Instead, it became your superpower, a radar that detected every lie and every shift long before you had proof. They thought pressure would destroy you. Instead, it forged you into someone unshakable. Imagine a diamond apologizing for being coal under fire until it realizes the fire made it priceless. That's you. They tried to erase you quietly, but all they did was polish you publicly. The universe flipped your entire life like a table in a courtroom. Suddenly, the narrative changed. The same people who once doubted you are now replaying every moment they misjudged you. The same voices that mocked your pain are now whispering your name with caution. The whole town is realizing that the unstable one was actually the target, and the calm one was actually the threat. You might ask, was all this suffering really part of my preparation? Yes, not because suffering is noble, but because it exposed what needed to be removed. It broke fake bonds. It cracked false narratives. It revealed who never deserved access to you in the first place. And look at you now. You have clarity. No more guessing. You have authority. Your voice is finally believed. You have freedom. Nothing and no one controls your narrative anymore. You didn't just survive the game, you became the new rules. Chosen one, this isn't recovery, this is victory. This is vindication. This is your freedom written in bold across the sky of that shocked, disgusted town. You won, you rose, and now the whole world has no choice but to adjust to the new version of you. Number 13, the final scene they never expected to watch. Chosen One, we've walked through every lie, every setup, every trap, every silent war they launched against you. And now, here we are at the part they hoped would never exist. The ending where you're still standing, and they're the ones trembling. The whole town is shocked, disgusted, embarrassed, not because of what you did, but because of what was done to you while you kept your dignity intact. Your survival wasn't luck, it was strength, it was awareness. It was the universe refusing to let someone else write your ending. Imagine surviving a fire someone set for you, and then walking out carrying the truth in your hands. That's what this whole story has been. Every spark they lit only exposed more of who they were and more of who you were becoming. They planned your downfall with confidence, but they never planned for your evolution. They never planned for your clarity. They never planned for the universe to turn their secrets into your ammunition. And now, look at the scoreboard. Everything they built is cracking. Everything you lost is realigning. Everything hidden is out in the open. You didn't just rise, you rewrote the entire landscape they tried to bury you under. And what's wild is that you did it without screaming, without begging, without losing yourself. You did it by standing still while the truth came running toward you. Your name survived lies. Their lies couldn't survive the truth. This closing isn't just an ending, it's a transition, a shift, a door swinging open to a new life that was always meant for you, but delayed by someone who feared your potential. Those delays are gone now. Those chains are gone now. Those illusions are gone now. Chosen One, this is the point where you stop revisiting the wounds and start stepping into the life the universe kept hidden until you were strong enough to carry it. A life built on truth, on clarity, on self-respect, on a power that no one can sabotage ever again. Your sibling wrote a story where they won. The universe wrote a story where you did. And now, as the town watches the truth settle like dust after an explosion, one reality remains undeniable. You are free, you are untouchable, and your rise has only just begun. And with everything now exposed, Chosen One, this is where your story shifts from survival to domination. The truth is out, the masks are off, and the whole town knows exactly who was real and who was rotten. Your rise from here isn't luck, it's justice. If this message hit home, make sure you like, subscribe, drop 777 in the comments, and share this with someone who needs to see the truth unfold just as clearly as you did.
Here we fucking go. Have a listen to this. Jodie Bongetti. Jodie has a party. Jodie McLean. She should be fucking ashamed, strung up, arrested and tarred and feathered. My name is the old Dr. Rich McLean, who died from family neglect and betrayal, orchestrated by my sister, who appeared on Good Morning Australia with me when I launched my book, Recovered Not Cured, A Journey Through Schizophrenia, a thing that she stitched me up over for very many years. And let me tell you the fucking truth of the situation as we stand. I am God's fucking chosen witness, and the fucking universe has my back. My family are a corrupt, jealous, and insidious, narcissistic targeting mechanism who scapegoated me very early in age when Bob Martin sexually abused me and I suffered an entire life of trying to fit into their narrow boxes of what's fucking possible. Well, let me fucking tell you a few facts. I suffered a fatal injury in 2021. It was all underpinned by Jodie and my family. I was sexually abused by Bob Martin, and how's the story? So I killed myself in a hospital, a fatal injury of which there's no report. There's a cover-up of the Ombudsman. No cop will help me, no lawyer will help me, no politician will help me, not my family will help me. They're the ones who fucking did this to me. And as I'm being pumped up with fucking someone else's blood after a fatal fucking injury, my fucking family go to honour the life of Bob Martin, my sexual abuser, who fucked my life as I was being filled up with blood, refused to acknowledge the sexual abuse, aligning with the pedophile in their midst. And it was a fucking disgrace for that family. And I remain truthful, I remain proud, I'm a gay man, I'm strong, I'm resilient, and when they picked a fight with fucking me, they picked a fight with the God and the universe that has my fucking back. Now listen, I live in political exile as a gay, disabled, unprotected whistleblower. I've died once, I've survived a couple of assassination attempts, one only last week under Able Care and one by Bill Shorten, the fucking would-be Prime Minister of the fucking country and NDIS Minister. Currently I am entrapped to the corrupt institution of the NDIS whose blood money entraps me in abuse, neglect, poverty, surveillance, harassment, and it is a disgraceful mechanism and entrapment policy with which not a single fucking person, any professional in this country, any cop, any lawyer, any public official or any politician is willing to even look at my fact-checked, evidence-based, published in the public domain testimony and is too gutless to even fucking look at it or acknowledge it. Who's behind it? Well, I'm glad the universe has my back because I haven't needed to clap back. I haven't needed to attack them. I haven't needed to point out this insidious, narcissistic sabotage of my life from inside the very fucking family which I was born into, which was only merely a biological necessity for me, a chosen one, and God's witness, to get onto this fucking planet. And it was fucking designed that way in God's mercy, in which I would be revealed the fucking truth of the situation. I remain strong. My voice, my testimony is unchallenged and hasn't been disproven. It's not delusional and it's not madness. What is madness is this corrupt society and these key political stakeholders, Steve Icinides, Tony Riddle, Debbie Morgan, paid to fabricate a report that the federal police confirmed. Ben, the NDIS provider. Eric Wagner from Alan Unwin. My role at The Age as a fucking journalist. I am a journalist of this country and I'm a fucking doctor of philosophy. I know how to fucking make an argument that is rational, that is intelligent, and that has fucking integrity. And I haven't had to do this beyond the obvious fucking clusterfuck that is my website that not a single person can acknowledge. I've acted with peace, I've acted with integrity, and I've done nothing to harm any single person in this world, and if I have, I've been sorry for it. I'm not a pedophile, I'm not a rapist, I'm not an extortionist, and I'm not a terrorist. And if I was, I'd be fucking arrested and I'd be fucking in jail. Well, guess fucking what? Who's going to jail now? How you going, Jodie? Gee, love your work. How did your husband go, you know? Not the Dave with the wig, the first husband, the second Dave, you know, who likes to, when in Thailand, do as he'll do in Thailand and his ladyboys, you know? How's about the donated egg from your barren womb? A greatest shame to you that you had to repeat just having family like you saw in your corrupt little family that we grew up in. You're a disgrace. I stand vindicated. I stand proud. I am free while I'm abused, neglected, surveilled, tortured and harassed inside this house. I don't have any food still, but that day and that justice is coming. I gave Nana's eulogy and there is financial abuse, systemic in my family, and they put Nana in a place that she was isolated from me. And they financially and elder abused her, locked away her money, and then when she died, I did the eulogy at the funeral. They dumped me with Steve Icinides as if he was looking after me. He put $1 million in an offshore tax haven, and then I blew the whistle on that because no one would help me, and he's threatened to kill me and my dog, and he's an ASIO agent, and the police have his back, and the police have Bill Shorten's back. Little fucking piggy minions at the fucking helm of that corrupt cunt Bill Shorten. Fucking hell. It is a fucking clusterfuck mindfuck, but I'm sitting here, I'm just in my house, I've got fucking nothing and no one, and you know what? That isolation was deliberate. That was intended. That was designed for me. But guess fucking what? You did yourself a disservice because I got to be by myself, with just myself and my thoughts and my God and my dog. And I've got a divine connection. And I decree over this situation as God's chosen witness that the people see the truth and they look at my testimony and they see the corruption and the insidious self-sabotage that was from within my own family, a corrupt family unit, just a simple fucking biological mechanism for me to get into this world so I can actually serve people who deserve it, and that my testimony would become the basis for my ministry with which people can rely on, and they can find some hope because other people too have been fucked over by malicious, corrupt narcissists like Jodie McLean, Bill Shorten, Erica Wagner, Jamie Brown, The Age, The Herald Sun, Victoria University, every cop, every politician, every lawyer. You're all less than me. You all made me think like I'm low, like I'm lower than you, like I'm not of any significance or consequence. Well, guess fucking what? The universe has just fucking flipped the script, and I stand fucking vindicated, and I want my fucking compensation for when Nana passed away, and Mum and Dad flicked me a fucking grand while Steve was financially abusing me, earning 40 grand a month while I was on a pension, and they all went to Europe for 3 months on the back of fucking the inheritance that was supposed to be fucking mine, and you all should be fucking ashamed of yourself. I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. You can't lock me up, because if you arrest me, I go to court and I present this fucking evidence, and I haven't done anything wrong anyway, and you'll all be absolutely fucked. You can't put me in hospital because I'm not fucking sick, and the mental health system absolutely know that my vindication is real, fact-checked, evidence-based, and you can't do anything, so I remain here. And I've had my support from the YouTube channels, and I've had my integrity and my honesty and my fact-checking and my evidence-checking and my rise, my fucking furious, undeniable rise. My website has gone out in the last 3 weeks. I've had 200,000 hits in America and Australia, and I've had over 250,000 downloads of my online fact-checked, evidence-based PDFs, legally fortified, evidence-backed testimonies and revelations. I am not fucking done. I am not fucking dead. I am not fucking dead, and I'm not for sale, and I stand vindicated. How you going, Jodie Bongetti, as a party, McLean? Love your work.